So, let me take you back to this girls' trip we planned. A getaway that was supposed to be all about fun and bonding. There were five of us, four longtime friends and one new addition. A friend of mine that I thought would fit right in. And she did. The vibe was great, everyone was getting along, and we were ready for some unforgettable moments. Now, one of the girls in our group, let's call her Mandy, has been a friend of mine for over 40 years. I love her dearly, but she's always had this princess like quality about her, like the world revolves around her. Don't get me wrong, she has many amazing traits, and I've accepted this little quirk of hers over the years. But it's hard to ignore when it starts to affect the group dynamics. Here's the kicker: Mandy came into a lot of money about 8 years ago. She's living the high life now: expensive house, flashy cars, and no job to worry about. She enjoys the finer things in life, and while she doesn't flaunt her wealth, it does create a bit of an imbalance during our outings. So, on this trip, we decided to take turns buying rounds of drinks. A pretty standard practice when you're out with friends, right? At first, things were going smoothly, but then Mandy started acting like the round police. I noticed she was hyper aware of who had bought what. If someone didn't chip in for lunch or a taxi, she was quick to remind them. It was a bit much, but I thought, hey, we're on vacation, let it slide. Then came the moment that changed everything. Mandy declared that the next round was mine. Now I had just bought everyone Starbucks for €30, so I thought I was doing my part. But when we sat down in the bar, things took a turn. She ordered a €150 bottle of champagne for herself and two others. Meanwhile, the rest of us were just sipping on our gin and tonics, each costing around €10. When the bill came, she slid it over to me. I couldn't believe it. I looked at her and said, "Absolutely not." She argued that I had agreed to buy the next round. I replied, "A comparable round, yes. If you wanted me to pay for a bottle of Dom Perignon, you should have checked with me first." The shock on the faces of our other friends was priceless. I mean, who asks someone to pay for their extravagant tastes? Mandy then suggested I just cover her portion, and I was shocked. I stood my ground and said, "No way." I put €70 on the table. Generous, right? But I refused to pay the full €170 bill. Looking back, we were at a champagne and oyster bar in Berlin's Christmas market. It was a beautiful setting, but that moment felt so out of place. I remember thinking, is this what our friendship has come to? I didn't say anything when she ordered the bottle because I just didn't think she'd try to pull that on me. Now, you might be wondering if Mandy was struggling financially. She isn't. She travels abroad almost every month, always in business or first class. We've been friends since we were all broke teenagers, and I never let her wealth affect my view of her. Sure, I could have paid it without a huge impact on my finances, but I thought it was rude to manipulate me into covering her extravagant choices. In hindsight, I realized she was trying to assert dominance, especially in front of our new friend. It backfired on her spectacularly. I guess she thought I would play along like her other friends, who often seemed to sycophant around her. But I've been around long enough to know better. So, what do you think? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay the whole bill? Should I have just gone along with it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.